Yeah, one game. That's to Mineski.
Did they 2-0 Secret? No, Secret took a game off them, right?
Can't remember.
Anyways,
Our panel will go over it.
it was still
I'm sure.
one-sided.
There it is, your champions, Team Liquid. What a dominant way to end this tournament, man. Beginning of an era, Blitz?
I think so.
Will this be the team that solidifies and makes that real run for back-to-back TI wins? It's a long way to there.
It's starting to look like it.
Team Liquid, man, crazy. But what about Mineski, though?
Oh, this was
I mean,
a great run from them.
This was, what a great start to the season. They may not have won the minor, but taking second, already get points on the board. They already have qualified for other tournaments as well. Teams have got to be looking at Mineski and looking at what they're doing right here at this tournament.
Yeah, and I think C teams have always criminally been undervalued, even by us sometimes as casters, but this is a legit scene. These teams that are coming up, Mineski, TNC, Fnatic, Happy Feet, who made it to the major, these are all very legit teams. And I mean, I was just so happy to see Ice Ice Ice.
And Mushi as well.
Yeah,
Mushi
back
being
on the stage. Jabs, breakout performance from him.
Oh, God. Jabs really showing that 2017, 2018, he's going to be a monster to look at.
He tore it up.
Oh,
He tore it up.
Yeah.
The best part about this that you guys couldn't see, and it was actually kind of sad, was like Ice 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 was trying to stop the confetti from getting to his face, so he's using the backpack in front of him. But he's taking it in good stride. It doesn't look like they're too broken up about it.
No, nor should they be. It's a long run this year, and you can't get hung up over every single tournament. Don't manage to win. Grand Finals appearance, though, for Mushi again. I'm so happy that he was able to see that at least. All right, guys, that is it for our Grand Finals. We're going to head back over to the panel that's going to break down this series and close it out for us.
Team Liquid, the champions indeed. 3-1, a dominating performance. Well deserved to be the champion. Still, we're going to break this last game down here with Gods in Winter. They did it. I guess not a lot of people are surprised that Liquid is still on top, especially after that day number 1. They look dominant. They stay dominant, only dropping one game so far. And in that game, Mineski did look really good, but they take the 450 points. I say that wrong. The team now has 450 points, but the players each take 150 points. Yeah. For the TI circuit. That's what they did, winning the major. Nice. It's been a long day, guys.
Yep. Well, we'll get used to the the Dota Pro circuit over the coming weeks, because they were going from this minor to the next minor to the major to another minor. The whole point system will start to kind of figure itself out. Right now, it's like this weird amorphous concept that no one really understands.
Yes. For people at home, a minor awards 150 points if you win per player. If you get second, it's 90 points, and if you come third or fourth, and this specific minor, it's a shared place, 30 points each, and then every team's points gets only counted like the top 3, so you can max count 3 players. That's how we got to 450.
What you're saying is teams out there should try and poach some of these Liquid players now for some points.
Yes,
points.
My plan is that at the end of the year, at the end of the Dota year, so right before TI, if you haven't been able to get enough points, you just go through the list. And it's like, which players do I need to still go to TI.
When you started that, you said my plan. I thought your personal plan was about to be to get 3 players to carry you
That's
to TI.
all I need, guys. I need 3 players.
Just take 3 of Liquid Cheever. I don't know.
I'm
Offer them
good.
enough money, and you're playing at TI.
Easy. Easy.
Is that how it works?
That's Cheever's plan.
That's how it works, though. You can play at TI. You just need 3 players that have enough points to make it through TI, and you know it. It can actually be worth it because if you already get qualified for TI, you already are in the prize money as well. You only have to win a couple of games to double that. We're in. No, let's break this game down because it was a very dominating performance. It was a great game to watch. I want to say, but at the same time, this game was over very early already.
Before it began.
Before it
When
began.
they lost the last game, they lost this game.
Yeah, it was a tilt.
Very hard to come back.
Yeah, it's the game
Okay.
you just don't want to remember from this grand finals because the first 3 games were so good, very competitive, some interesting drafts, maybe even slightly decided by drafts sometimes, but they were all felt like grand finals games. This one felt like the match where one team was already defeated.
Yeah, mentally, if not physically yet. I mean,
Yeah.
it was again Liquid on 20 minutes going high ground again. How does this
Dragon
team?
Knight, safe lane.
How do they constantly find a way to go high ground at these early times? Other teams are not able to do that so far.
They have a push lineup. Dragon Knight Venom.
Yeah, and they won their lanes
Won their
really
lanes.
well. Yeah. They had the perfect laning setup, the Venom versus the Alk, the DK versus the Mirana Naga lane.
What's in the box?
Hey, we'll check it out later.
The cake?
Yeah.
The Dragon Knight safe lane.
It's kind of cool to see. You know, that to me was what I enjoyed most about Liquid in this grand finals is they had a few of like the current meta picks, but then they pulled back some TI picks like the Invoker, and then they busted out like a Dragon Knight safe lane. They were doing different and new stuff in this grand finals.
I found out what's in the box.
What? Keyboard?
Okay.
We'll
No, I
ask them
can't say because now I don't know for sure anymore.
that. Okay.
But sorry. But yeah, so far, I mean, Liquid dominant. I wanna, we can talk about Liquid a lot, but Mineski had a great run.
Yeah.
And I think they are a very scary team.
As much as we talked about how they're maybe a bit tilted going to game 4, it's obviously not the game 4 they wanted. Walk away from it, rest of it, they're going to be very happy with their results. They had 3 very close games against Liquid. They're the only team here who took a game off of Liquid at the tournament, so Mineski have a bright year ahead of them.
Yeah.
And definitely a team to look out for at the coming tournaments they've qualified for.
And of course, we cannot forget the other teams that were playing. We had 8 teams in total. The 2 Chinese teams, they didn't really end up showing up. They had 4 losses each.
Yep. SG impressed. Call impressed.
Yes.
Good showing from both those teams.
Yeah, and promising for the regions as well, especially knowing that in both regions, these teams had to go through very competitive qualifiers to make it to this LAN. Makes me very curious to see what other talent we're going to see coming out of South America for sure, and obviously we know a lot of the teams coming out of North America already. Excited to seeing them play in coming LANs as well, as this was the kickoff of Valve's Dota 2 Pro Circuit.
Yeah, even we had Secret and Navi both playing quite good Dota as well. I think meeting expectations and maybe doing slightly better. In some scenarios, neither team managed to make a run here to the finals, but definitely promising showings for their fans.
Yep. Very competitive, this event.
Yeah.
I think Secret definitely show that they have a lot of potential as well. Like the 2 games that they lost to Liquid earlier, I would say like they had the worst draft and they still had like a decent shot of winning the games, you know?
Yeah, especially that second game, they ran over Liquid in
Like
the laning
even
stage.
the first game as well, we were like, oh, 4th pick Brood, then they have to pick this Timbersaw, which isn't so great. But they still could have won that game.
Definitely a chance. And Navi, crowd favorites. They gave us some amazing games.
Yeah, one of the most memorable games, that
Yes.
80 minute game,
Yeah.
3 against Secret they won. Unfortunately, it was just the winner bracket and they had to verse them again. Didn't have the same result,
Yeah.
but all in all, a very I think, encouraging performance from Na'Vi, who came in with some question marks surrounding them as always.
Yeah, I think the struggle for Na'Vi will come when Virtus Pro, if they don't get invited, they have to go through qualifiers. And if there's only one team from that region, I still think Virtus Pro should be the team that is favored over Na'Vi. But they're on the right track to maybe make a dent in Virtus Pro's record there.
It's hard for these teams like Cole and Na'Vi because they don't get as many chances at lands. Like Cole's qualified, I think, to 2 events for the rest of this year. Na'Vi's got 2. They're going to Bucharest next week. But those are like the main events they have because their regions are so tough. Na'Vi, they've got to compete against like Empire, VP. Cole have like 4 or 5 top NA teams, so they're going to get few chances at these big lands. So they have to make everyone count, which is where Na'Vi, as much as they played well, they walk away with no points. And they've only got 1 more land for like the next 2 to 3 months. So it is a very brutal system with that in mind.
Yeah, the same thing could almost be said for Secret as well, because the European region is always considered as a very competitive region. Although Secret has been dominating their region, leaving teams like OG behind. They've not been able to qualify for, or actually they qualified for Dota Pit. And obviously they still have the chance to qualify for the DreamHack Major.
Well, Secret, I don't think, played the Dota Pit qualifier.
Yeah, they backed out of that one because they already had 3, and it's 3 in a row. 3 events in a row. It's
Secret's won every qualifier they played.
Yeah.
So
far, yes.
And in NA, there's a different team winning every qualifier, right? 4 different teams winning 4 different qualifiers.
DC, Vici Gaming have not won them. I think Cole's won 2, Immortals have won 1 or 2.
PPD won.
PPD teams won the King's Cup for Summit, and then
EG
won
the
as
ESL
well.
Hamburg.
Yeah, and I think EG maybe won Dota Pit as well.
Yeah, but it's very split.
Yeah, exactly. You're looking at 3 teams that have got 2 each, and then 1 team that's got another one. So it really is a diverse mix of teams qualifying for those lands.
Yeah, and I think also all the tournaments that we have in this first half of the competitive year are mostly, a lot of them are 8 teams. And I think going into the next half of the year, we'll have more teams going to minors and majors perhaps. So perhaps there's more chances for the teams. But then the tricky part comes, there's only 4 teams that actually get the points, only the top 4, so that's really rough.
Whether
16
it's 8
teams
or 16.
go. Ooh. I mean, here at least half gets get points, but it's still tough. What was your favorite moment of the past 4 days, Scott?
I really like watching SG Sports' debut because
Yeah.
that was a new team, totally unknown mix of players to me at least. Saw them come out, 2-0 Vici Gaming, have some really flashy plays.
They're Underlord.
Yeah, their
That was
Underlord
amazing,
was awesome. Their
actually.
Earthshaker was awesome. This is a team we're going to be seeing a lot more of. I think they're qualified for 2 or 3 more events. So getting to know this team over the coming months is going to be a lot of fun.
How about you, Winter?
Call.
Complexity?
Yeah, how they push and how they play as a team.
Yeah.
And Moose Beastmaster,
Moose Beast-
4-staff Medallion Helm. I'll try that. And drums.
Well, it has been an amazing 4 days. It was amazing Dota. We had a lot of 2-0s, but nonetheless, the Dota was very, very enjoyable. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us for the great Dota we've had, and we hope to welcome you back again next season. But for now, I wish you good night and have a great evening. Bye-bye.